yeah, old friends, new friends. So go
Old
ahead.
friends, new friends. That was his break.
Yeah,
He took to
the
to
adults.
try to attempt to talk to adults for a little bit.
I think it was tough for him. Yeah, he couldn't really get inside their heads, get inside their hearts like he really did with the kids.
He didn't connect. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
it's
was
interesting.
His gift was with children.
Yeah,
You could see
gift.
it. I mean, you could see it.
Yeah.
So
You could just go do that. That's your thing.
Yeah,
But I think it's great that he tried
totally.
to do something else.
Because we got to help adults too.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's just a shame that, probably a lot of his kind of just messages and, ideas, I don't know, it's almost like adults are too bitter and jaded
Yeah, that's it.
to take
Yeah,
them
exactly
in
what
the
it is.
same way, kind of, an idealistic, open-minded child's ready to receive.
Yeah.
We're just kind of skeptical and,
We've been jaded, like you said. We've been hurt.
we're skeptical and we doubt and, we wonder where you're coming from. Like, why are you this nice?
Yeah,
I don't cross people like
Yeah,
this all
what do
the
you
time.
want from me?
Yeah, what is it you want? What makes you like this? Because people aren't like this.
Yeah.
There's just so much skepticism and cynicism.
Kids are like a magnet, dude. Like they would, as soon as he entered
God,
the room,
yeah,
they just
yeah.
like they wanted to
Yeah.
swarm him.
Nuts.
Remember they said that the
Yeah.
first time he opened himself up to the public, there was lines
Yeah.
around the block.
You
And-
think it was like Michael Jordan or something?
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, but yeah, that's the same. Yeah, like I just can't. He had the same connection Michael Jackson with kids. I just
Yeah.
think for some reason, like he just really spoke to them and like,
Mhm.
and he really got down. I think because he spoke down to their level. I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was very much on their level, right? It's like
Yeah.
he wasn't like an adult who was trying to get them to do something.
He never
It was
lost
just
that
kind of
kid
like,
in
I'm
him.
just trying to talk to you, like we're equals.
Yeah.
And, I've got stuff to give you, but you've got stuff to give me as well, and I'm open to that.
Yeah.
And adults usually don't take that approach when it comes to talking
No,
to children. It's
they
usually like,
talk
I'm
down
here
to
to
them.
guide you,
Yeah.
and
You listen
you've got
to
nothing
me.
to offer me, and
Yes.
Well, I think
kids feed off that.
Yeah, I think he was trying to remind adults too, in a roundabout
Yes.
way. I think he was trying to remind himself because of
Totally.
his childhood and stuff. He was trying to say, "Remember, like this is what it's like, and you should treat kids with compassion, love them,
Yep.
and that will carry over into adulthood."
Yeah.
And then, like in the point when he saw 9/11 and stuff, he was just like, "It's so big."
Yeah, he said,
Yeah.
It's so
he said he was
big.
scared.
He's
He
like,
couldn't
what
help
am I
anybody.
gonna
What am I
do?
gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that really,
a big problem.
kind of showcased his humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in ways when you thought he was kind of just above being like, having the ability to be cynical and jaded himself.
Totally.
And that was a moment where he kind of fell into those traps even himself, where he just felt
Mhm.
like the problems are too big, the issues of the world are too much.
What can I do? I feel powerless. Yeah. he
But
started
there
to-
was one dude doing that in a sea of other
I know.
shows and
One
other
guy.
cynical
That's what
people.
blows
There's
my
one
mind.
guy. So he didn't have that much help or support.
He wrote, he produced, he sang, he played the
Yeah.
music. This guy did
Yeah.
everything.
And he really did just want to grasp the child in him with an intensity that's like unmatched.
They said that
that was so important to him, and it was a beautiful thing.
because he was called the fat kid, right? When he was like 7 or 8. They
Yeah,
said-
yeah,
so
that was wild to see like pictures of him chubby
Yeah,
as a
so I think
kid.
that was a root. And so one guy, one of the producers said that if he wasn't that kid at 7 that made
Right.
fun of, he wouldn't be Mr. Rogers today. And I think that was one of, for me, most powerful moments because I feel like we all have trauma as kids because middle school is the worst. Like
Mhm.
people made fun of me for
Yeah,
being
being
brown
hard.
or being whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like a lot of my growth came from like recognizing it and then now like trying to help people that are also going through that stuff because it's hard. Some people don't never get over that fucking trauma, man.
That's
Trauma
true.
is real, especially when you're a kid. And the fact that he didn't just get over it, but he
Yeah.
used it for a giant freaking light. Like he just cast this beautiful light on the world. That I thought that was the most important, for me, most
I
powerful.
thought
moment.
that stuff about making kids feel entitled and that sort of thing is
Yeah.
just fucking bullshit.
Oh, yeah, so
Sorry,
yeah, set it
I
up.
shouldn't
Yeah,
cuss.
that's
I should redo it.
You
But
potty mouth.
yeah, I'll redo
No,
it.
it's-
But it was bullshit, man.
They-
Because he
totally.
wasn't doing that. He's just making him confident, and that's which kids should be. You should feel confident.
So
you know?
should we set it up? I think people don't know what he's talking about. Like
Yeah.
toward
yeah,
the
go
end,
ahead.
they said that one of his flaws was that he led on this belief that everyone is special, everyone is beautiful,
Right, and you don't have to work for anything.
You don't have to work
Yeah.
for anything, and
Yeah.
they create this soft millennial mentality.
The
Right.
entitled millennial
Yeah, well-
trophies for everyone.
Right.
And I couldn't disagree with
It
any
felt like he
opinion
had-
more.
But that's not what he was talking
No.
about. He's not saying go give trophies to everybody. He's not saying, you
No.
know, it wasn't about that.
No.
It was just making kids confident and feel
Yes.
comfortable. and through that you can achieve more and do more.
I mean, the idea is like you don't have to win even if you don't win the trophy, you're still special.
Because 9 out of 10 kids are not going to win it. Only one kid's going to win it.
It's not about giving everyone trophies in the race. It's about telling the loser of that race, even though you lost the race, you're still special and wonderful.
Definitely.
And that's a completely different idea than the one they were trying to pin on him. And it's sad that, I don't know, there's an inclination with parts of the world where they see like something pure and beautiful and it threatens them and they want to tear it down.
I think that's it. It's a threat.
It's a sad thing.
We don't have anybody like that now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's a wonderful message in a sea of, individualism where I don't know how you demonstrate being special is through like these kind of material accomplishments.
Yes.
And, you're special if you make money. You're special if you got fame.
Success. What is success? All that.
And I think he was kind of just trying to push back on some of these definitions of what success means and what being special means. And I mean, I think that it's an important thing for a kid to understand in a way that leads to healthier development.
What do you think it was as a kid that you liked? Because it's corny, man. I mean, if you look at it now, the set was low budget. He's talking to trains. He's talking to these Woodsy the Owl kind of characters.
I think kids knew that he was genuine. I don't think you can connect like that if you're not.
He did have a genuine nature about him. And honestly, I like the sets and the puppets and the voices and the stories and the characters. I found it to be imaginative.
He wasn't a great singer.
Incredibly
I found it to spark my imagination. It kind of helped me escape like reality into a world that I found, full of like love and like lessons and.
He talked about death for a whole week, they said. That's crazy. Imagine, like, hey, kids, you want to watch something about death?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't tell that to your kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, he kicked off the first week of the show making kind of political statements about, intervention in Vietnam.
Yes, that's true.
It's just like he was there to kind of push envelopes from day one.
When Bobby Kennedy got shot, he had, that episode that told kids what assassination meant. Like,
assassination.
We don't see that today. I think honestly, in my opinion, we've fallen off.
Yeah.
So since he's passed, we don't have another Mr. Rogers.
True.
And I think I'm going to step up. Just kidding.
Do it.
Mr. Mondo's neighborhood. Mr. Mondo's neighborhood.
I got to step up. No.
Bring me some money, some cigarettes, some books. My neighbor.
It just like he's washing his feet with the police officer.
Well, I mean, the pacing of the show is amazing, and it makes me always wonder, like, God, how that would stand today.
Like a turtle.
His use of time, and he's just slow and not erratic, and it's like this like a polar opposite of the like scroll through Instagram 5-second attention span, like
remember that episode,
frantic nature of today.
Teaching kids how to breathe.
Yeah.
Like you just don't see that on TV today, because he teaches them to slow down. It's too fast paced out there, man. Breathe.
It so is, and that was kind of like the question that kept recurring in my mind the whole movie. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. Is just this idea of, if a Mr. Rogers not only could exist today, or like how he would exist.
That's the question.
In a context of like, celebrities are like under a microscope and exposed and kind of forced to like comment on Twitter and social media constantly. Like,
it was perfect.
Would
timing,
he have been able to maintain that pristine facade that he had? Weighing in on like Trump's like border policies every now and again.
Well, he had a little bit of it with like Saturday Night Live, right? So like he said that it kind of affected him. He didn't like all the parodies. He didn't.
Right. Well, I mean, he was so scandal free and stuff. But I mean, I wonder if a big part of that was like because, celebrities, like public figures, weren't under a microscope to the extent they are now. Like, I don't know. Would he have ever said anything or like texted or tweeted something that maybe caused backlash?
Probably.
I think some people would take pictures and say like, "This is creepy," because he is in the kid's face,
especially
or
now,
touch a kid on the shoulder, and like
now.
I think it's a different world we live in now. Where maybe that's why we don't have Mr. Rogers. It's a sensitive world. Like he was really, really into kids, and like today they might think like Michael Jackson kind of too, like
that would
too into kids,
question
right?
much more.
Yeah, so it's a good question.
Oh God, and Mr. Rogers, Me Too. What would that be?
yeah, Mr. Rogers, Me Too. Imagine
he had his hand up King Friday's puppet sock a little too long. I don't think he got consent for that full 5 minutes.
Oh man,
so he's got to go.
It exists today. Yeah, I don't think it could. I think it was in the perfect time, at the perfect place.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, because he is one of the few characters that he did walk away like with a completely unscathed image.
You can't compare
and reputation, and
there's no comparison
he just
at all.
seems so genuine.
Sesame Street, I guess, is on that level.
And that was kind of the crux of the documentary too. Was like everyone he worked with saying it wasn't an act. That was really who he was on. And
Yeah, he didn't turn it off. It was always on.
It wasn't like he got done like singing the last note and then the camera shut off and he like lit a cigarette and
Right.
puked into a bucket and was like, God damn it. Fucking finally. Who's paying for the strip club today?
No, he was on point.
Yeah.
He was just a
That was really him.
guy.
And they talked about how there's all these rumors of like, was he a Navy SEAL? Is he a cage fighter at night?
Killer.
Well, he,
You know,
when he quit, he quit for a while. Whenever he took a break, and then the only reason he came back was because some kids were jumping off the roof trying to be Superman. And he said, "Wait, I gotta get my message isn't being brought out." So then he did a whole episode on it, and then he got the fire again, and then he kept doing the episodes. So it's funny that he just took it so personal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like Fred Rogers to me is kind of what I don't know. I put on a pedestal as like the ideal kind of person of faith.
Yeah.
Someone who isn't guided by the dogmatism of it or by like the
politics,
like the preachiness and the apostolatizing and trying to get other people to come in. It's just about like the loving, pure, kind, like empathetic tenets that drive people of faith and just living that and bringing that to people in a real way.
Because he
just seemed to embody that. And I don't know, I feel like some people use their faith for other purposes, like
absolutely,
to judge others, to feel self-righteous, to push political
81%
agendas or whatever. And we talked about that, how from what I remember, I don't remember him. I mean, he was an ordained minister and was definitely a traditional Christian, and I don't remember him bringing that onto the show.
I had no idea.
I remember him like kind of trying to indoctrinate kids into